I don't fucking understand, mate.
I don't know.
Just get a 1 minute montage showing that Yoshi hatched recently and randomly explored the city. I guess Yoshi adjusted well enough to the world in a short span of time, and none of the challenges that would come with that ever come up, which is something we'd expect to see from a well written character. But that isn't what we have with Yoshi. 12 minutes in, and the story has barely achieved anything. 24 minutes into the movie, we still barely learn about these characters, and the second act is already being kicked off when Peach and Toad go to explore the galaxy when their help is needed. After that, they show a montage of Mario and Luigi protecting the Mushroom Kingdom through a series of fights that reference stuff from the games. This montage doesn't add anything. It doesn't tell us anything about the world that we didn't generally understand. It doesn't tell us anything about these characters or progress the plot at all. It's just fan service. It takes up to the 30-minute mark to have Mario and Luigi finally confront Bowser Jr. The plot starts to move quicker here, but the lack of character building is going to be present throughout the duration of the movie. So even if the plot picks up a bit after moving too slow, it doesn't save the severe lack of character work done. What is the point of following any of these characters if the movie doesn't give us a reason to care about them? You can replace any of these characters with literally any generic characters, and the experience doesn't feel any different. For a brief comparison, I want to bring up Sonic 3 and outline how that movie tackles an ambitious video game story much better than Super Mario Galaxy does, even though the game's story isn't as ambitious as Sonic Adventure 2 anyway. The first 30 minutes already succeed in showing elements of Shadow's backstory and establishing his major character flaws. They're put to the forefront when Sonic and his team confront him for the first time. There's also a scene dedicated to setting up Sonic's arc in this movie about staying true to himself no matter what stands in his way. They also get the plot moving fairly quickly, and the scenes in the movie are actually purposeful and not just fan service for gamers. Sure, it has references to the games, it has a great action scene that is the ultimate fan service for Sonic fans, but it's implemented in a way that's natural and ends up complementing the story instead of interrupting it. That's the key difference between this movie and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It literally stops the movie just for fan service. It includes characters for the sole purpose of fan service without doing any work for them, which makes for vapid and shallow storytelling. A pretty good example of this is the cameo they made for Rob. Rob is put there solely for fan service, to the point they forced in a joke about how slow he turns just to make the reference last longer. And so they can reuse the drawn out joke when Mario has to deal with the same thing. It's so clear in the presentation that they're trying to capitalize off the fact that they got to use Rob in the
If
movie.
you fucking hated that scene, you're gonna hate the scene of the sloth in Zootopia.
Oh yeah.
And he takes for fucking ever.
Yeah, that went on way longer, way
Way
sure.
longer. It was way longer.
Also, they didn't really repeat the same joke, really, because when Mario showed up, they showed Rob like being slow for like a second, and then they cut forward.
Which, thank God.
Yeah, but that's not reusing the same joke exactly. I mean, yeah, I guess it is, but it's not the same thing. It's not. It's not another scene of the exact same thing, just with Mario. You know, not like
I
a
just,
minute.
yeah, I don't really understand half the shit he's saying because
But yeah, Sonic 3 does do a better job at immediately establishing characters and getting the story forward. Yeah. Like, like I don't know. I don't know. You know, I still like the movie a lot. It's just, I think it was just too fucking fun, you know?
it was very fucking fun. Like
Also,
I liked all the characters. Like they were just really good.
yeah.
And I don't understand what the fuck his issue is with Yoshi.
Like,
Like at all.
okay, yeah. When it is funny how they, in like a minute, Yoshi's already their best friend, but I don't know. That's how that story's always been told. Really, Yoshi's always immediately just loved them, and yeah,
Yoshi was like the Groot of it.
yeah. Like, sure, you could have spent a whole movie on Yoshi, like I don't know, but becoming more competent or more aware of the world, even though that's just the Mama Luigi episode from Mario World. But I mean, sure, you could have done that.
It's so good, man. I just loved it a
Mm.
lot. God, if he starts hating on Junior, I'm gonna lose my shit.
The joke doesn't even make any sense, which leads me to believe that it was artificially drawn out. Why would this advanced robot in this technologically advanced universe have ridiculously slow turns? You'd think this is something they would have fixed by now, since they'd have to test these robots before putting them in the workplace. They then try to introduce Star Fox in this movie, someone I only know through Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so I can safely say I'm fairly neutral regarding his character. As someone who doesn't really know much about Star Fox as a character, this completely took me out of the movie. They went as far as giving him some kind of Spider-Verse-like intro when he's first introduced, just so they can milk another reference to another Nintendo
come the
character.
fuck
Star
on.
Fox is not an actual character in the movie, he's just a plot device, and Illumination's way of jangling keys to the audience. He has no real narrative purpose, he doesn't add to the themes of the story, he has no character outside of being a reference to other Nintendo games, yet they spend so much time on him for some reason. You know what Across the Spider-Verse did with their cameos? When Insomniac Spider-Man was on screen, they made a quick joke about it and moved on from him very quickly. And the scene itself serves a purpose of world building, so it actually makes sense to show him here. When Spectacular Spider-Man was shown on screen, he was only shown to represent one of the canon events, and to establish that the Spider People also
the
found
fuck
it
did
hard
this
to accept
happen?
the apparent truth behind the canon, like Miles
In
currently
the
is.
second
Neither of them
Spider-Verse.
Oh, I
overstayed their
see.
welcome,
Yeah.
and they serve a legitimate purpose in the story, even if it's small. That's how cameos are done effectively, without detracting from the pacing of the story. The Star Fox cameo is entirely for fan service. It doesn't contribute to the story. There's also a plot point where Mario and Luigi are turned into babies so they can reference Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. But this, once again, doesn't serve a purpose within the story. It's just another case of vapid fan service. There's no need for any of this in the story, yet it becomes a distraction anyway. For some reason, Mr. Game & Watch is in this movie. He's just pulled in randomly just for the sake of fan service. Luigi barely knows how to use Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush, yet he just conveniently poofs out Mr. Game & Watch. It comes across as so forced and artificial, just to have the cameo in there. That covers a good amount of examples as to how this movie doesn't really focus on telling a story, but rather it focuses on fitting as many references as they can, while they provide at most a bare minimum plot to drive the action and scenarios that contribute to the fan service elements. With that aside, the plot itself doesn't make any sense for the most part. The first glaring issue is during the Yoshi montage, where we see the cops are clearly chasing him and are close enough to keep track of his location. If that's true, they would have gone down the same manhole to search for Yoshi, and they would have found the pipe he went through. Thus, they would have found Yoshi himself on the other side, since he was hiding in the pipe this whole time. We then get a scene where Rosalina is shown to be imprisoned by Bowser Jr., but to briefly escape and free her Star Child, she uses her magic to break free. I don't know how she was able to do this, since the opening action scene showed that Rosalina got captured and couldn't fight back. So if she was able to fight back with her magic, why didn't she do this before Bowser Jr. left the planet? She would have prevented her capture and the capture of one of her stars. Once
they
Peach
take
goes
the
to space to
lock
help
off?
Rosalina,
Yeah,
the
pretty
Mushroom
sure.
Kingdom has everyone freaking out. They're crying, screaming, and attacking
They
each other,
fucking
and
opened
acting in
it,
complete
though.
disarray. Even though they're supposed to be running the Mushroom Kingdom, and were literally fine with Peach leaving the kingdom beforehand.
I'll leave for the Jungle Kingdom in the morning.
Good luck, Princess, for all our sake.
So why they're suddenly against Peach leaving the kingdom to help someone is never explained, and doesn't make any sense, especially since Mario
Probably
and
just don't
Luigi are
want
there
the
to
same
help
thing
them.
to happen
Also,
again in
the
the last
security
game.
for Bowser's prison doesn't make any sense. Bowser can still leave the mini castle he's in, even if he's small. In fact, he escapes precisely because of that. He can run and hide anywhere in the building, and there isn't 24/7 surveillance on him. His only security was Mario and Luigi, who aren't present there 24/7. So why is their security
Just keep
this
the door
bad?
locked.
Why didn't
Fine.
Bowser
The
think to
door's
leave the
shut.
building
How
at
would
any
he be
point,
able to
like
open
when
it?
everyone's asleep? Why didn't Bowser think to jump from a high height so he would take enough of an impact to lose the blue mushroom effect? They established that if you take a hit, you lose your power-up.
When you get hit, you lose the power.
Eventually, Bowser Jr. goes to confront the Mushroom Kingdom. Right off the bat, why have Mario and Luigi not used any of their power-ups? They should have
Well,
power-ups on
when
them
you're
if they're
little,
literally supposed to protect
you
the
have, like,
Mushroom
no
Kingdom.
fall damage,
Yet they
that's
didn't
why.
use any power-ups against Bowser Jr.
In
Also,
some games,
Bowser
fall
Jr.
damage
used a
isn't even
goo attack
thing.
on Rosalina that covered an
Like,
area
Mario
of
had to fucking
effect so she
stomp
couldn't
on him
move.
hard,
So if his
so-
weapon is that
Yeah.
effective, why didn't he use that same ability on Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi so they couldn't fight back? Also, there's a moment where Luigi and Bowser Jr. are facing off, and Luigi is consistently dodging him. At the last second before Bowser Jr. swings his axe, Yoshi stops him. But Yoshi could have intervened earlier during this encounter. Why did he just stand there and do nothing?
He's just standing there.
Also, we see that Peach's castle is being sucked up by Bowser's ship. If Bowser Jr. can do that, why didn't he do the same thing to Rosalina's home instead of engaging in a useless fight? Also, remember when I showed the clip establishing that taking a hit makes you lose a power-up? Well, Bowser was in the castle when it crashed from Bowser Jr.'s ship, so he would have taken a hit. How didn't he grow large again? I know that he went into his shell, but he's still technically taking hits anyway. But even if his shell would have prevented him from losing his power-up, that makes Bowser an idiot for not taking the hit because he knows that taking a hit would allow him to grow large again. Also, why didn't Bowser Jr. just fly down immediately? He would have caught up to them if he did. They also try to have this semi-redemption for Bowser in this movie, and it blatantly makes no sense. So at first I thought Bowser was obviously not sincere when he claimed that he was going to turn a new leaf. We even see signs that it's probably not sincere when he has his outbursts and is even attacking Mario once he's free, though he's still small at the moment. Now this alone should make it obvious to Mario and Luigi that Bowser, the conqueror who literally took Peach and tried to rule over her kingdom, is not being sincere about changing, but somehow, some way, Luigi actually tries convincing Mario to trust Bowser's change of heart, despite how insincere it seems.
What? What are you, stupid? What are you talking about?
It makes no sense for Luigi to trust Bowser, especially since Bowser only becomes big again because he tries to get under Mario's skin, so he tries to slap him. This looks like an escape plan, but to their luck, Bowser isn't trying to escape. They establish that he's so sincere about his change that he's willing to take the heat from Mario and Luigi when they get captured by the Bee Kingdom and get charged for their alleged crimes. And he actually goes into servitude until Bowser Jr. saves him. But even then, he tried to tell his son not to kill Mario and Luigi because they finally got to know each other, when they really didn't. Bowser only became big again because he angered Mario, and his change in heart was before Mario showed a level of respect for him. So all of a sudden, Bowser cares about Mario and Luigi. All of a sudden, he stops caring about an escape plan so he can conquer everyone? Why would he change? Where did this come from? That makes no sense. I think it should be impossible to character assassinate Bowser, but this movie somehow did that. And what makes this even worse is how Bowser gets convinced to be a conqueror again. They establish that he left his son to boarding school so he can go be a conqueror. So when his son tries to finish what he started and tells him to do just that, alongside the fact his followers are cheering for him, he's suddenly ready to become a conqueror again? It's really strange that someone he neglected and barely cared about was enough to shift his perspective. Not to mention that Bowser is fine with killing his own supporters, as shown in the first movie. It makes me wonder
That
why
makes
he
sense.
even bothered to change at all, if all it took was someone he often neglected to tell him to be himself again, and a following that he clearly sees as beneath him. He's also out of character in the final fight. He's fine with breathing fire when Peach is directly in the crossfire, when his whole obsession is with Peach. I guess he's fine with killing her now all of a sudden? That makes no sense. So instead of killing Mario and Luigi because Bowser suddenly grew a conscience, Bowser Jr. decides to shoot a weapon to turn them into babies, and instead of keeping this weapon that he clearly thought was of value, he randomly tosses it off the ship just so they have a way of reversing it. I don't know why he did that, outside of the plot requiring them to become adults again. Also, Yoshi for some reason tries swinging over to the weapon when he finds it stuck in a tree, when his tongue should be long enough for him to grab it, and when he lands on a tree branch, he tries to balance his way there instead of just taking it with his tongue. He wouldn't have to deal with the dinosaur if he did that, and during that fight, Yoshi allows himself to fall down when he literally has a tongue he can use to save himself from the fall. We eventually get the full reveal as to why Peach and Rosalina split up years ago, and the plan that Rosalina has reminds me far too much of how stupid Richard Parker was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Rosalina was afraid that their power would be used for evil because of some vague threat that they barely explained, so instead of going into hiding with Peach when she shares the same powers, she decided to leave Peach alone with the Toads and stay in her world, I guess. Why do you need to split up in order to prevent bad people from using their powers and to protect Peach? All they need to do is just hide from them in order to protect Peach. Not to mention that Rosalina can help protect the Mushroom Kingdom in order to protect Peach. And once Peach establishes a public reputation as a princess, what's stopping Rosalina from visiting her? She's clearly fine with sticking around at the end, so I don't see what's stopping her when she was fully grown and leading a kingdom. And I don't see why Peach doesn't have a problem with this either, or at least ask these basic questions that would come up. Also, during the final act, Mario and his team are clearly fine with sending the stars to go fight Bowser and his army. It's clear that they're willing to kill kill and conquer, and the stars are meant to represent the children in Rosalina's home. Why are literally all of them okay with sending children to a war zone when they already have their own skills and power-ups to fight against Bowser and his army, like they did in the first movie? Like, that's just completely messed up, and the movie seems to think this is fine. Nobody in the movie questions this. I also want to question the mechanics behind the paintbrush that Bowser Jr. uses. Apparently, Luigi can accidentally create Mr. Game & Watch, who's able to contend with Bowser. So, if you can just create constructs like this, why doesn't Bowser Jr. simply create an army of them to stop Mario and his team? This would very easily overwhelm them. Bowser Jr. later creates a construct of a dragon, and for some reason it attacks Bowser Jr. himself. Now, I assume the reason Mr. Game & Watch went after Bowser and his son is because it intuitively obeys its owner, which would make sense. But if that's not the case, then why didn't Mr. Game & Watch attack Mario and Luigi as well? At the end of the movie, we see that Rosalina and Peach are able to create a healthy environment out of a war zone by simply combining their powers. Now, come to think of it, if they can just create healthy plants like that out of nowhere by simply combining their powers, can't they literally solve world hunger? Why is this never brought up? Why don't they ever try this? This ability comes with some serious implications, and it makes it even worse that Rosalina didn't try to meet with Peach when she could have. Then the movie ends with them all figuring out that the castle is destroyed. So in response to this, they create a construction project to rebuild it, which includes all of the star children that live with Rosalina. So I guess child labor is allowed in this world, and that's the way they want to end off the movie? Sure. Whatever, I'm past trying to understand the story by this point. Now, I typically don't include this in reviews, but for some reason, I've unironically seen Nintendo fanboys freaking out over people simply being critical of this movie, to the point that I've seen posts like this. Like, come on, are you serious right now? It's one thing to say to ignore the negativity just to have a fun time, because it's totally fine to separate entertainment value from a critical assessment, and trying to enjoy movies this way is perfectly fine. But that's not what this is saying. This is saying, fuck movie critics, for even criticizing the movie at all. Like, what? That's just ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to play a video game to appreciate the movie. A movie should stand on its own and provide its own value as a story. That's not what this movie does. And this is coming from someone who has grown up with Mario games and has loved playing the Galaxy games. This is what I mean by fanboy defenses. It's literally telling you to stop criticizing the movie, and it's insulting you for doing so. I've also seen people say that it's a kids' movie, so people shouldn't be criticizing it this much, which is such an odd thing to say when great works have been made while having a young target audience. Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, How to Train Your Dragon, the Spider-Verse movies, and Sonic 3 are great examples of movies that are geared towards children, some of which are adaptations as well, that manage to deliver well-written content. If they can
He
do
didn't
it,
say Toy
so can the
Story.
Mario movies. If I can defend those movies without appealing to whether or not they're for children, then why can't the same be done with the Mario movies? And I know some people are going to ask me this, so I might as well say it right now. Yes, this is worse than Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It's easily worse, because at least that movie seemed like it was trying to tell a story. This one...
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, it's not. Come on, come the fuck on.
No, I don't think
Nobody
so.
tells me he hates FNAF 2 as well. I mean,
Oh.
it's come on.
Oh God. No, no, not at all. Oh shit. Oh man.
That was crazy. I do want to say one thing. I didn't notice that Junior threw the gun off.
Oh yeah, he did.
I was confused on how it was there. I thought it was just someone fell.
Well, he probably wasn't expecting it to mean much of anything. Like he's like, oh, well, I've used it, and I guess.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. I guess forced, but it doesn't like damage it too much.
I mean, yeah, it's not like oh, it's bad now. Junior threw the gun off.
Yeah. It's not like the fucking new Spider-Man show where a massive plot hole is how like the rest of the story even happens after episode
I
2.
honestly don't even think there's plot holes in this movie.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, I guess it's just little things if you take it too seriously. If you,
The fucking Yoshi thing is so dumb. Like, why didn't the cops follow? It's meant to be a fucking joke.
yeah,
It's just like you don't have to take it.
Mamma mia.
Fucking hell, it's windy. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, at that rate, you're gonna like, if he watches Wallace and Gromit and the wrong trousers, you're gonna be pissed that the police aren't hunting down Wallace after
Yeah,
the,
like that's just not important to the story.
yeah.
Like, come on. It's just like it's just like things that are just meant to be fun. He just doesn't find fun. It's like, oh no, doesn't make sense.
Mm.
But there's a few.
Seemed
It's
like it
like a
was
minute left.
yes, this is worse than Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It's easily worse, because at least that movie seemed like it was trying to tell a story. This one seemed like it was advertising Nintendo products. This story made no sense and provided very little of value. It's already a stale, vapid movie, and it's not going to age well over the years. With that said, I have nothing more to add. Thank you all for watching this video. I'd also like to thank my friends PJ and Sir William for helping out a bit during the scripting process, and be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I just don't agree. Simple.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like they were actually building a story though. Like, with Bowser mainly and his rehabilitation and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've even said my only real criticism is that I wish we saw the aftermath of that more. That's kind of it. Pong, pong, pong. One of you saying it's worse than it.
This doesn't make sense to me. Super... Not really.
That no way.
Especially after seeing the movie. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious that a sequel to the Illumination Mario movie that grossed over $1 billion wouldn't feel the need to make any drastic changes or improvements to the formula that got them that huge boatload of cash.
The thing is, though, is that they did make improvements. That's been like my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I don't fucking care what people are saying.
I don't know. I feel God, it's like I either fucking hate it and everyone loves it, or then I love it and everyone hates it.
It just, I don't fucking get it. It
Uh.
doesn't make sense.
Oh God,
I'm not feeling. I don't want to let this like ruin it. I'm not fucking it.
no. Like
Been concerned with making good movies. I don't think that's a diss either. I think that's legitimately the sentiment they have when they put a movie into production. If it ends up being pretty good, awesome. If not, well, we better make sure it makes $1 billion. And this one obviously will because it's Mario. Anyway, a lot of people will probably say that this movie wasn't made for the critics. It was made for the fans. You want to know what I have? That the guy who wrote this frankly ridiculous headline about it being worse than AI doesn't? I'll tell you what. I know what a Comptor is. More importantly than that, Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite Mario game, and one of my favorite games of all time. There's such unexpected and, quite frankly, unnecessary majesty to this one. It's not only fun, it's atmospheric, it's soothing. It's a magnificent audiovisual experience that goes far beyond what's expected of a funny Bing Bing Wahoo platformer. And I didn't really have a ton of faith Illumination would do this game justice based on the trailers not really showing a lot of Galaxy stuff, and also the fact that it's Illumination. Again, I really don't hate this studio. I just think they don't have any interest in making something as beautiful as Mario Galaxy. But you know what? I think it would be rather pedantic to go all in on criticizing this movie for not living up to its Galaxy title all that well. Fine, they want to change things around. They want to just make a general sequel to the first Mario movie, but with some light Galaxy theming. That's fine by me. So how does this function as a sequel to the original Mario movie? It's not as good. And keep in mind, I'm being generous with saying the first one is good. I rewatched it recently and I liked it. It was cute. But in my initial review, I was definitely a little too lenient because the writing and humor annoyed me far less than most other Illumination movies. I'd probably lower its score from a 7 to a 6. It's still Illumination's second best movie, only behind the first Despicable Me. And I still think it's a
no way.
Despicable Me 3 and 4. Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Is it just because we just enjoy them more than most?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the style and comedy it has just appeals to us, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I just find them so fun.
For a while, it really works as a worthy continuation of the first film, keeping that same tone and level of quality intact. But then maybe halfway through, we'll start to get a little too rapid fire. We'll meet a new established character from the games who has like 2 minutes of screen time and maybe 5 lines, and then we gotta get whisked to the next thing. The movie seems like it's about to slow down for a bit and have its first nice moment.
Oh, cunts.
30 minutes, to the point where I forgot they were even setting up those character dynamics and relationships.
relationships. But then the scene doesn't last that long, and we gotta move on to the next big thing. All the complaints about this movie refusing to sit still and always needing to throw a new reference on the screen are unfortunately kind of valid. Not so much in character cameos, though those obviously are in there in a pretty rapid-fire manner. But I mainly mean through entire sequences that exist to reference certain games. Like, you've probably seen in the trailer that Mario and Luigi become babies at one point. Why is that in there, you might be wondering? Well, I just saw the movie, and I'm asking the same question. It just kind of leads to a random ass encounter with the Odyssey T-Rex, where Yoshi has to protect the babies, like in Yoshi's Island. Wow, I remember that game. It's such an utterly pointless sequence, which as far as I could tell, was added not just for the sake of adding another game reference, but also giving Yoshi something to do. He's there the whole time, he has some cute moments, but mostly he's just standing around and doing whatever Mario and Luigi need him to do. There aren't even really that many cute moments with him as the movie goes on.
I don't fucking understand how the first one's better.
Yeah.
That is so bullshit.
Yeah, Yoshi doesn't even get that much of that after the first
I'm never gonna understand that.
It's Galaxy's so much better. It's not even fucking close. It's not like FNAF 1 and 2. I feel like FNAF 1 and 2 it's fair if you like either one more.
Yeah.
Because they're quite fucking close to me.
But it's such an unnecessary scene when the information Peach gets out of it could have just been obtained from any random NPC at the Gateway Galaxy. We really did not need to half-ass a wart appearance here. And the same is true for the Honey Queen, who gets a solid 1 minute of screen time, I'm pretty sure. I'm not asking for the roles of these characters to be expanded. Quite the opposite, actually. I feel like adding in extra characters with unnecessary celebrity voices takes away screen time from the dynamics they set up for the main characters, as well as entire characters who should be part of the main cast. We'll get to her. Oh man, we will get to her. I'm mainly talking about Mario and Peach's relationship, which they start hinting at, but barely going anywhere with, as well as new elements like Bowser's conflicted feelings about the brothers. They actually do kind of an interesting internal conflict with him, and then they just drop it halfway through. A lot of people will say that I'm dumb for wanting the characters in this movie to have dynamics, which is insane when I say it out loud, quite frankly. But I'm only mad that they didn't follow through in interesting ways on these relationships, because the movie made it seem like they were going to. I swear, the first half of this is actually decently engaging from a story and character's perspective. And then it
I
just
feel like the
gives
movie
into a
was getting
scene with
better
a
as
whole
it
bunch of
went.
game
Yeah,
references at the screen by the second half. But nothing annoys me more than how ridiculously dirty this movie did Rosalina. It gives
There
me
we
no
go.
great pleasure to report that my girl is barely in this thing, which is insane.
She ain't your girl,
She gets
motherfucker.
kidnapped at the very beginning of the movie, and she stays kidnapped the entire time. Brie Larson gets to say maybe 30 lines over the course of the entire film. I might be lowballing it, but that's what it feels like. I just don't really know what we're doing here. I mean, ignoring the fact that this is the Galaxy movie and she's the Galaxy character, why would you go to the effort of introducing this amazing Guardian of the Cosmos character and then straight up not use her for basically the entire movie? They even completely retcon her backstory and do it way worse than it was in the fucking video game. Like, it all hinges on her relationship with another character that she doesn't interact with at all until the end. I'm being vague, but once you watch the movie, it becomes pretty evident early on who this character is. And it's like, shouldn't they know each other at this point? What is their relationship in the present day? It doesn't make any sense, and it has zero emotional resonance, because we're not shown any of the time Rosalina has with that character before they get separated. Again, I wouldn't be complaining so hard about the plot and characters of a Mario Galaxy movie if the movie wasn't trying to have an emotional arc with its plot and characters and completely failing at it. The first movie didn't have such ambitions. Its emotional undercurrent was Mario's dad thinks he's a disappointment and he wants to save his brother.
Yeah, I'm
He
glad that
saves
was
his
just
brother
left
and
out.
his dad respects
Yeah.
him by the end. Yay! It's not high art, but that's all the movie aspired to be, so I can't really complain about that. This movie has so many pieces that it seems like it wants to put together in a more ambitious puzzle, and then it just throws even more pieces on top instead. You can see an interesting potential story in contrast between the way Bowser raised his son and the way Rosalina interacts with her children, but that would require the movie to actually use Rosalina. The Bowser Jr. stuff is kind of sweet. I do like the little puppet show Bowser puts on, but it ultimately just leads to there being two big
I was
bads
gonna
for Mario
go
and the gang to
Ah.
fight instead of just one. Once again, I must reiterate that I am only complaining about the lack of follow through on the themes of this movie because it attempted and failed to have themes. The first movie does not have any themes. It's just a big reference Wahoo Fest, and I like that perfectly fine. This movie is worse because it pretends to be interested in all that stuff that makes a film and its story and characters more engaging.
For
But
me,
then it turns out
Bowser
it doesn't really
Jr.,
care that
Peach,
much. Anyway,
Rosalina,
it might seem like I'm
probably the
really down
best.
on this movie,
Yeah.
and I
They had the
am
most going on, and Yoshi was fun as fuck. So that's my opinion. Mine and Luigi were awesome too. I like them all a lot.
Mm.
I like the Mario and Peach stuff as well.
Yeah.
Visualize an element of the game in the movie world, like Mario and Luigi solving problems in the Mushroom Kingdom by checking them off a world map, or a pretty cute
That was
Mario
cool.
Maker reference later on. I don't think any of the fight scenes are bad. They're not particularly incredible, but they're decently cool now. and
They're
then.
fucking.
I like the little
Come
monster
on,
that
man.
Yoshi
They're
had when he was
awesome.
first introduced. There was a lot less licensed music compared to the first movies, so that's a plus.
That's-
I shockingly
I must have
didn't
been only one
hate
time.
Benny Safdie's take on Bowser Jr., even if my girlfriend really doesn't like it. She keeps saying,
Well,
Bowser
Elle,
Jr.
your
doesn't sound
girlfriend.
like that. And yeah, sure. But for this
She's
movie,
wrong.
it works, I
She's
suppose.
wrong.
I also really enjoyed Glenn Powell as Fox. I mean, there's no reason for him to be in this movie, but since he is in it, I don't know. It was a fun take.
Why
on the
not?
character. He's kinda
So you're telling me
awkward
Fox is
stuff in
better
there,
than
though.
Gigi?
Like,
Okay.
the spot where they find him makes a lot of sense.
Okay, okay.
His introductory scene goes into this crazy montage,
Okay,
which is
okay.
visually neat, but feels so out of nowhere and bizarre in the context of this movie. Ah, well, I still thought he was cool. I liked the Pikmin, but also their cameo
I
felt
like
a
the
little too
Pikmin.
drawn out and like they were trying to
Come
get
on, they didn't do anything.
No.
I have a little bit of self-respect, but it was nice seeing the Pikmin for a little bit, I suppose. Honestly, there aren't too many other surprises. I feel like most of the cameos and side characters were shown off in the marketing material. There was honestly no reason to show off the Pikmin or Fox beforehand. Those could have made for great moments to be surprised by, but whatever. There's another pretty cute cameo in the final battle that feels organic to the theme, and the post-credits
At least he thinks
is
so.
honestly pretty easy to predict. I would say I was excited to see that character, but honestly, I just don't know if I really care that much after seeing how little Rosalina appeared in this movie. I just don't really think I have a ton of faith that they'll do anything interesting with the new characters in future movies. I wish I could say I was excited for a potential Star Fox spinoff with this iteration of Fox. That seems like a fun idea on paper, but then I think about who would be making the movie and
King Bob!
Yeah.
Illumination Mario movies just feel like they're not made for me, which is fine. I'm not upset about that. Kids could see this and have an absolute blast. Though there was one kid in my theater who seemed very bored by the movie to the point where he was just playing Mario on his Switch.
The video showed
It's funny.
so many people in the cinema are annoying the shit out of me.
Really?
They found that one thing that Luma said so funny when he said Luigi's name. They all repeated
yeah,
it. They went,
that's true.
Luigi!
Yeah,
Like, everyone found that so funny.
really?
Like, just because the Luma said Luigi.
I don't get what.
Look no further than Across the Spider-Verse or the Lego Movie to see films that take
I was genuinely surprised. I didn't hear one kid look, oh, look, Bowser Jr. has smell. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've heard people say they referenced SML, but I didn't fucking catch that. That's definitely not true.
No. I don't think.
I didn't like. Is it just because Junior and Kamek talk? That's not a reference. That's not. Let me see what the fucking man, because I don't even remember.
Didn't really coalesce into something that could keep me entertained the entire time. By the second half, I was ready for the movie to wrap up because I just wanted to go home and play Mario Galaxy. And I don't think I felt that with the first movie. So yeah, like it or don't, I really don't care. Just don't harass anyone for having an opinion on it because that's an incredibly embarrassing thing to do for any movie, let alone the Mario Galaxy movie. Anyway,
I'm not gonna harass. I just think you're a bit dumb.
5 out of 10. Could have been way worse, but also could have been so much better. Definitely don't watch it if you're a diehard Rosalina fan. You'll barely get anything out of it. And again, I promise I'm a huge fan of Mario Galaxy. In fact,
Okay, maybe this is it then. Bowser Jr. and Yoshi I love, and they were like great.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a bit of it. I'm gonna have bias because they did my favourite ones right. It wasn't
Yeah.
like
Well,
I
yeah.
guess
I mean,
Rosalina fans just wanted her more.
Yeah. I mean,
Fair.
okay. Here's the thing.
All my favourite characters were in it. Like, did you know if the fucking Koopalin showed up? Oh my god! Actually,
Okay,
would have
I
been
think
insane.
I just feel like it's a good sign that I just wanted more of what they were doing already.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like, yeah, I would have liked if they did more with Rosalina, but well, you know,
Apparently, this is the SML reference
really,
when Bowser had the finger puppets, and it's. I don't think it is though.
no,
I think it's just a coincidence.
yeah,
I don't think SML. I know. Nintendo would do that. Like, you gotta remember, it's their fucking characters. They can do what they want with them.
yeah.
I know it's like funny for people to say that, but it's definitely not true.
It's like if there was a part in the next Sonic movie of Tails getting pranked, and people are like, "Oh, they referenced Tails getting."
It's just
pranked."
like in Retard Season 2, when there was just conveniently a Junior, a Cooper, and a Kamek all in one scene. That wasn't even meant to be a reference at all.
Yeah, it just happened.
Like, I fucking swear on my life it wasn't. They just so happened to be all together.
Yeah,
It's the same thing here.
yeah. There you go.
This was so funny though. Kamek being a cunt. Be like, oh, Junior, look! Jun's like, can you fuck off?
He was like, "Pull yourself together, you dumbass."
And this shit's just so awesome. Bowser
Oh
and
yeah.
Junior hugging, and then unimpressed with Kamek. They're very unimpressed.
Oh man, why do they even keep him
Look how
around?
happy they are. Hee Bowser and Junior are very
Yeah,
happy.
that was
Da-da.
nice.
So I mean,
They
I just love
they
how they
did
did
that
them.
right. So
Yeah. Kamek just watches. It reminds me of Agent Stone watching Eggman and Nefario have fun. It's the same thing.
yeah.
Oh man.
What are they gonna do in the third one though?
Who knows?
I feel like an easy, obvious thing to say is that they're gonna bring in Wario next.
Yeah, most likely.
I feel like he would just be like the what of it, if that makes sense. Or maybe he would be a main villain. I
You
don't
have to
know.
have Kooplins. You have
Yeah,
for
I
me.
mean, probably.
They will. If you're doing war in second, come on.
The thing is that it feels like the next movie would just have all the main characters the second one did.
Plus Kooplin down.
Yeah.
A lot.
Also,
Oh man, the thing is, though, Donkey Kong was left out, so they might leave someone out.
yeah. The thing is though, who would they fucking leave out? Unless they just do nothing with Bowser and Junior, but I don't see that happening. So
Junior will definitely be in the third one.
yeah, so what I'm saying, who would even be left out from the second film? And I mean, like the big Mario one. I can't fucking-
Rosalina maybe.
Maybe, but
I
you
hope
never
not.
know. They might want to do more with her next time.
Not Yoshi.
No, I don't
No. Not Mario, Luigi, Toad. Obviously, fucking not. About I don't know honestly. I mean, Wart won't return. Birdo won't return.
see. No,
Mouser won't return. Claw Grip literally did nothing.
he existed.
I mean, that is just like
We don't see three-headed cunt.
I don't understand what the issue is with Nintendo referencing their games. People are like, oh, it's just there because to please people. Like, why is the fucking issue with it? Why can't they do that?
That's like getting mad at Sonic 1 referencing Hilltop Zone with the fucking sign.
It's so fucking dumb. Like, why can't they do that? Why?
I don't know.
If they does that because they reference something, does that have to be now important as shit no matter what? Like, it feels like it's just a fucking mandatory. And
I guess the thought process is if it isn't actively continuing the story, even though the scenes technically were anyways.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Uh, Yeah, I don't fucking get it.
I guess it just has to be that way.
Moving west.
Oh well. Well, I'm really happy that fat cunt didn't show up at the end.
Yeah.
Daisy's definitely better. So yeah. Like yeah, it's just there's for me there's no annoying dickhead in it, you know.
No,
There's none of that.
no, everyone was perfect. Like, yeah, like if I'm gonna go forward that, the only thing is just Chris Pratt's voice. But even then, the character's right. So,
Yeah.
so if we ignore that, and we should anyways.
I think Mario's fine. It's not great, it's just fine.
Yeah,
Like I don't think Mario's ever gonna carry one of the movies for me. I'm
yeah,
just being honest. Like for me personally, Bowser and Bowser Jr. and Yoshi carried this fucking movie. So that's just me personally. And the thing is,
yeah.
I would have been honest if I didn't like what they did with Junior because it's kind of a thing where I'm either going to love it or hate it. Because if it's wrong, I'm like, oh, someone I really liked, you didn't do right. But if it's something I do like and they do it right, it's going to make me love it even more.
Yeah.
So, got fucking lucky. Also, that got
I
referenced,
know,
which was fucking sick. Like, the whole them going through a world of the levels, helping people.
Yeah.
It's so fucking peak. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going 9.5 out of 10. Even though watching reviews saying it's bad, it's making me love it more. I don't care. 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
There's literally just small fucking things. And I wish it was longer. That's what she said. And I agree. I wish Junior did be like, oh, you saved me at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And more Rosalina.
I guess, yeah. I think the only real thing, I guess I wish I could have had like more like scenes of like some more with Mario and Peach. But to be honest, though, Peach kissing Mario on the cheek was basically saying enough.
Yeah, that I'm glad that was there because that
Also,
always. Oh, the letter was cool. That was a cool reference
yeah,
to
that's
64.
true.
Peach sending a letter and calling her a mustache. That was very nice.
I feel like, yeah, actually, I don't think the film needs to make it any more obvious. Mario and Peach are gonna get together.
100%, and they should. And it's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
Peach was definitely a lot more enjoyable in
I'm
this.
genuinely surprised they actually like made a Mario and Peach likable, like the way they did, and you know, like,
And it had to be done.
just I feel like most people are gonna end up making a Mario and Peach relationship kind of boring and dull. I feel like they wouldn't though.
The thing, one thing I can tell is I'm just going to love these movies a lot more than most.
Yeah, I
Most are
admit,
just going to be like, ugh.
I'm already in like a Mario mood, so that helped a lot. So
Yeah. The thing is I was expecting it to kind of be the same as the first, but just more fun.
yeah, but to be honest, it took what I liked most about the film and completely ditched all the stuff I didn't like. So I just want to see what they were doing right more in the third.
And honestly, I have a feeling Mario 3 is going to be better.
Yeah,
I have a feeling they're going to do
the
it.
third one is like the final test now. If they improve a lot, then like then they
But yeah, for me, Sonic 3 is still the best video game movie.
yeah.
Second, Mario Galaxy. And then third's probably Sonic 2. And then for me, I would probably go Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Mm,
I don't know, I really like Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
yeah.
A lot more than most.
I kept thinking of it.
Look at the Wii.
Yeah, I like that. I still might like Sonic 2 a bit more, to be honest, but
It's close with me.
Oh, yeah, basically doing that pizza slice. I need to refill my drink. That's annoying. I didn't think it was that bad.
So the Springtrap.
God, it ended up being fucking like melted.
The only drink I've had today is just this. in the annual cinema.
The cinema.
Cinema and
Thing is, I just don't want to be like too harsh on it now, because like, I mean, okay, with like Sonic One, what was the arc there? I guess. Like, if we're gonna compare it to Sonic Three, what was? I guess it was just.
yeah, but we shouldn't compare Mario Galaxy to Sonic 3. We should compare it to Sonic 2
True.
because it's a sequel.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. So for me, compare Mario 1, Sonic 1, Sonic 1 that. Sonic
Yeah.
1 the battles of the first. But with Mario Galaxy and Sonic 2,
That is.
it's hard. Thing is, I know it might be a bit of recency bias, which is why I'm kind of on the
Yeah,
fence.
I know.
I think I'm just going to tie him for now.
Yeah.
The thing is, I do want to say, I used to originally think Mario 1 and Sonic 2 was tied, but rewatching them, I don't think that.
Yeah.
But I did for a bit of time, but that's not true now. Rewatching the Sonic films made me like them way more than I did even beforehand. So,
I already predict though that Sonic 4 is gonna be my new favorite though. Like when that comes
perhaps,
out.
I think they're going to top Sonic 3.
Yeah, because they already have all the ingredients.
But you know Chaos is definitely being in it. 100%.
Sweet. Yeah, and
Like, every fucking poster made about it says Chaos in it, and it says Chaos is coming and shit.
yeah. Well,
Chaos After Adventure 2 is funny.
yeah. Well, the thing is, they just wanted to get the shadow, so
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. What's he doing? It kind of annoys me how many people don't like it. But,
I feel like
whatever.
I think
Not gonna stop me, Gromit, because they said about FNAF 2.
the thing I'm seeing, I think people are just getting sick of video game movies. Like
Already.
so, yeah, like it didn't take long.
Christ. Well, people just have to deal with it because they've only just getting started. which makes me very happy to know.
Listen, it's a good sign at least that the Sonic ones are always getting better, and the
And the Mario,
ones,
yeah.
the Mario ones now. So if all goes well, we can't also forget that Angry Birds 2 also improved, but
Yep.
which was also it was like that. It was in the end. It was a big
Yeah, but my movie's one's probably better than Angry Birds 1.
Oh, probably, but
Yeah, that's going from me.
but I do want to rewatch Angry Birds. Like,
I'll be honest, it is funny.
yeah,
I like it.
especially that it's April now. We need to watch Angry
Yep.
Birds. Yeah,
And also, Despicable Me 4 is like amazing as well.
yeah.
I just really like Illumination right now.
I don't. I feel like the I don't get the criticism that the movies are lifeless now because when
They're
I'm watching
fucking
them,
not. That's bullshit.
when I'm watching them, they felt like they were full of creativity. Like there was like
I
so many
know.
funny gags, and they were always trying new things.
Like,
Like, yeah, I admit none of them was like fucking good as Despicable Me 1. Like Despicable Me 1 is almost as good as like an early 2000s Pixar movie at times. Like it's like on that level.
yeah, that one's like really good.
Like
I'm gonna
sure,
do a video.
uh, like sure.
Actually, I'm also gonna do this.